sea of dreams all in. Nobody's gonna hold me underneath. You don't gotta believe in me. I know who I wanna be. You don't gotta believe in me. Gotta believe in me. Gotta believe in me. You don't gotta believe in me. You don't gotta believe in me. You don't gotta believe in me. Gotta believe in me. Gotta believe in me. Money to give up. Oh no, I will not fall down.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. This is a team that comes into the game wishing there was more on the line, but the reality is they're just playing out the string at this point. Still, despite their disappointing season, you can be sure they'll be giving it their all here. It's the Seahawks going up against the Buccaneers. With that, let's hand it over to Brandon Gott and Charles Davis. They've got the call of this Week 12 matchup.
Thank you, Larry. With the distinctive pirate ship in the north end zone, we can only be in one place, and that's Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Seattle Seahawks and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, you take a look at this Buccaneer ball club. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Seahawks, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it to be a victory. This should be a fun one.
One back is Lacey. Here's Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Quan Alexander. Tough to handle on that blitz. He gets him for a loss of 5. On second down, Wilson escaping the pressure right. Now on the run. And that's caught inside the 35. It's a big hook up there. Wilson to Baldwin. 42 yards. They were ready for what the defense was showing. They had prepared for that look, recognized it, went straight to the air, got the first. Well done.
Love the recognition because you can prepare for everything. You can watch the tape and put together your game plan, but you still have to understand what they're doing in terms of what they're showing and be able to adjust accordingly, and they did exactly that.
So holding by the offense and maybe now got to shift up what you want to do on the playbook.
Yeah, definitely. Change what you're doing in the playbook, but boy, the advantage shifts to the guys on defense, doesn't it? Longer yardage situations, they often become bolder.
He was trying to get it to Jermaine Kearse, and now it's second down. On second down, here's Wilson. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there. And that takes us from second to third down. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off here by Darryl Smith. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Now, they told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Well, on that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
Right here. We're waiting.
Now a second down throw for Winston. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. It's Jaron Reed, the rookie out of Alabama, in there to drop him, and that will go into the books as the first sack of his young NFL career.
A nickel look by Seattle on third down.
Yep, 5 defensive backs now. Jameis to throw it. He's got Evans. That goes for a gain of 31.
And that was a heck of a shot right there by Jameis Winston. Boy, he has a superior right arm, doesn't he? You saw him play baseball.
Yeah, he's actually a switch hitter in baseball. Outfielder, and then, of course, a very hard-throwing pitcher. That's translated well in the National Football League.
That it has. When he has to make that throw on a line, he's got plenty of arm to do it.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. So that tackle for loss by Michael Bennett. He was second in the NFC in that category last year with 19 of them.
Hard to believe that he went to his first Pro Bowl last year. I thought he would have gone earlier because his impact is always big on a game.
And in his 8th year now in the league.
That was not a completion that results in a highlight video. But at the same time, if you have those kind of completions all game long, eventually one of them might turn into a highlight.
And complete over the middle, Safarian Jenkins. A gain of 8 and a first down.
I know I'm not in the rooting business, but I really like this kid, Austin Safarian Jenkins. Good catch there. I'm just hoping he can stay on the field and have some good health.
Now the Bucs hoping so too, limited to 16 games total his first 2 seasons combined.
He is quite a target for a young quarterback. Jameis, touchdown, Tampa Bay!
Marquise Wilson, his second touchdown on the season. And the Bucs have taken a first-quarter lead. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field and you're breaking away to that corner. Boy, that was well executed.
Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Seattle now ready to march out of the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
Now Wilson steps away. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Give him 6 on the play, and that'll make it third down. On third down, Wilson. And he dropped it. Now it was tipped. Altered the ball a little bit, but he dropped it. And now fourth down.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field that's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
First down, here's the run with Martin. And he'll be taken down here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. 1 quarter in the books. It's the Bucs with the early lead. We'll return to Tampa after this message. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
This presentation of the NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Bucs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. They've got it 2nd and 4 to start things out. They run it again with Martin. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. Ataba Rubin makes the stop.
Now, that result is no surprise. This team is bringing back memories of what? The 85 Bears, the 2000 Ravens. Those teams were so great against the run, they made you abandon any plans of doing that when you played against them.
And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
Winston with a give to Martin. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Here's Winston. Caught. Safarian Jenkins, right side. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. 3rd down and 4.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Winston from the gun on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete. He was trying to get it to Doug Martin, and it's 4th and 4. So the Bucs forced to punt on 4th down, and on is Jake Shum to do the honors. Back deep for the Seahawks, the All-Pro returner from 2015, Tyler Lockett. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots, but what's the old ad? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right. A pretty rocky start in this game for the guy throwing the ball. Already has thrown 1 interception. Almost threw a 2nd one right there. All he's doing right now is giving the defense a whole lot of confidence.
On the ground, it's Michael. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line.
Partner, we're into the 2nd quarter, and I guess you can kind of look at it both ways. The offense, they've got to figure out what they're going to do because they haven't scored any points. But if you're the defense, you're feeling...
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because... This is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. Now the Buccaneer offense set to take over again. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. We'll come back to Tampa after this timeout. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Larry Ridley will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. 2nd and 5. Second down, Winston. Over the middle to Evans. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target. If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
Winston, and he comes back with one complete. He gets 7 out of it, and he also gets a first. And they're on third and short. They just tried to spread the field. It worked.
And I think that the spreading of the field, the extra receivers, has really become the next in the evolutionary chain in the NFL. Go all the way back in that situation, you're handing it to the fullback, right? As we evolved, maybe you pitched it to your tailback. Now you spread the field, and you have your choices of where to throw it and complete it for a first down.
Ready, 125.
On first and 10, Winston. And that's incomplete. The target that time was Vincent Jackson. And it's second down. Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. One receiver left, 3 to the right. On second down, Winston again. And to the left side here, Wilson. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackle.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So we're back in the offense getting set following the call of that timeout. So 3rd and 2, and I count 6 defensive backs out there. Winston on 3rd and 2. And he finds a man. It's Martin. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. First down, Winston. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
Holding offense.
So oftentimes you see defensive holding. Here it's offensive holding for the flag. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Again, it's Winston. To the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were. And the 8th play on this drive coming up.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. I think he's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd learned to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
Maybe just a lack of concentration there as he couldn't haul it in.
And when you're going across the middle like that, you know, he's running that drag route, you are conscious of all the bodies and the traffic in there. But let's face it, if you're going there, you might as well come down with the football and absorb whatever else happens after that.
So on 4th down, here's the Buccaneer place kicker, Roberto Aguayo now. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. And Aguayo able to knock it through. And the lead moves to 10-zip. And that field goal caps an 11-play drive.
That's a lot of offense to run to only get 3 points, but they'll take them. Anytime you can put anything on the board, you run to your sideline somewhat happy.
And he will take a knee here. So per the new rules in 2016, this will be brought out to the 25-yard line. Our eyes shift to the defense of the Buccaneers now. They got the stop last time that resulted in a punt, and then it resulted in 3 for their offense.
And this is one time where the defense won't get credit for creating points, but that's exactly what they did. All right, forced them into a punt, turned it over to their offense, and guess what? Points went on the board.
Points went on the board, 3 of them. Now they'll be looking for another stop.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Now Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. William Golston in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. They go play fake to Michael. Now Wilson. And he's got Lockett. And he's brought down after a good game. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now Wilson on first down. And almost intercepted. It would have been his second pick of the game. Instead, it'll be second down.
The name of the game is always on defense, put pressure on the quarterback. And that's exactly what they've done today. It looks like they've got him a little bit rattled. That would have been the second interception in the first half.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups. And they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
Now it's Wilson. And that's incomplete.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. Let's take a look back at the first half. The Buccaneers are looking good right now as they will just try to keep up the good work in the second half. The Seahawks are coming off a bad game, and they haven't been able to get out of that funk here today. All right, let's roll those highlights. Continuing on the drive, here the defense will come up with the pick. Smith is the one who makes the pick, halting the offense's drive. Offense on the field now after the INT. Reed's going to take down the QB here. This ends up as a loss of 7. Now following the pick, Winston's going to find his mark, and he caps off the 6-play drive with the score. Buccaneers is up now by 7. So that's a wrap for us. We'll head back now to Raymond James Stadium for the start of the second half.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep.
Illegal block in the back. Return team. Automatic first down.
Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
Throwing again. Winston on 2nd and 10. Evans has it left side. That catch good for 5. It's third down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Winston. This is caught by Jackson. 15 yards through the air and a first down. So he makes the grab and the chains move forward.
Nice job by the offensive line giving them time to complete that first down pass.
One receiver to the left is Evans. They go play action. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Cliff Averill in there to drop him. And it'll be a loss of about 8.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Marquise Wilson, the one he was trying to get it to. And it's third down. And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the second down incompletion. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on third and long. Third and long for Winston. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cliff Averill in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a fourth down. Here's Jacob Shum now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. So out of bounds on the punt, and the spot will be, the side judge says, right at the 35-yard line here. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively, and now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Illegal touching. Offense.
On second down, here's Wilson. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. And good to see Jimmy back out there moving okay after the ruptured patella in Week 12 last year. You've dealt with that injury, haven't you?
I have, and let me tell you, you know that expression, I feel your pain? I felt Jimmy's when it happened. Now, mine didn't happen quite the same way his did. His happened in the line of duty. He was playing in a game. For me, I was just coaching. And went up to try and catch a pass. Poof. I think for me, it was just mainly age. For him, he was actually playing.
But good to see him back out there healthy. On second down, Wilson. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Everything looked right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it. An in route going into a little bit of traffic. Maybe in the back of his mind, he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
Throwing is Wilson. He'll buy some time right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Here's John Ryan now as he's on to punt for Seattle. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size.
But when this ball's tipped and intercepted, a great read and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. And they're going to speed things up here. They go to Michael again. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
He's got Lockett. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Three quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Tampa. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. On first down, Wilson. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. A gain of 6 there on first.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Now Wilson on 2nd down. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brent Grimes.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I'm here, my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Cliff Averill in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's a right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback. He's going to put him on the ground.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? It's complete to Lockett. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And Graham's got it over the middle. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. And down on the field, Jimmy Graham. This is where you hold your breath and hope it's not the knee again. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. And now a first down following that long gain. Now Wilson on first down. And it's caught over the middle. Wilson. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a first and goal. And the defense with their backs against the wall a little bit here as the offense is in the red zone.
And that catch there by Luke Wilson goes for a first down, and he's really developed and come on. Now, remember, Jimmy Graham, who was expected to be the key tight end for Russell Wilson, he was hurt most of 2015. Luke Wilson really jumped his game up.
On second down, Wilson. And he rifles one incomplete. The tight end, Luke Wilson, was the target. And it's third down.
Not only did they drop what looked like an interception in the end zone, they blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum.
They gotta have 6 here. It's third and goal. On third and goal, Wilson. This will be caught at about the 5. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up fourth down. So a field goal gets you back within a score, but they're going to go for the bigger chunk here. Kicking team on the sidelines, offense on for fourth down. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They come up on a fourth down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. So you knew one way or another that you needed 2 scores. They get the easy one out of the way. Now they'll need to get the ball back.
So, Brandon, the question is, how do you accomplish that? You can onside kick it, or remember, since you've got all 3 timeouts, you can still kick it deep and try to play defense.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And we shift to spotlighting Mike Evans. So glancing at these numbers, I think they tell a story of, hey, early on, he got hot, he got their attention. They've been able to hone in on him, shut him down a bit.
He certainly did get their attention, and that's the ultimate compliment for a player, that when you come out in the second half.
And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down. Ready, blue lady. Right there, 54, right there.
And a 10th carry here for Martin. And some space here. Cutback, left sideline. There goes Doug Martin. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Doug Martin, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Buccaneers here finding a way to stretch their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Flush to his right. Now a desperation throw. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked off by Brent Grimes.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
They start the drive with Martin, and he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
They run, Martin, and he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility?
And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the Buccaneers, the win keeps them barely hanging on to their playoff hopes as they move to 4-7. And they will hit the road next week to take on the San Diego Chargers. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, their luck may have run out as they fall to 4-7 now in the year. And they'll be back home next week as they're set to take on the Carolina Panthers. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Bucs are winners here as we say so long from Tampa.